Hello and welcome to the Daily Sales Message Podcast, where I've completely forgotten the intro. Let me get back into character. Welcome to episode, 558 of the Daily Sales Message Podcast, where every single day I pretty much ad-lib and shoot from the hip. Can you tell? But I also teach you how to feel more confident and sell more stuff. And I do that through simple, actionable sales tips and tricks and strategies and advice and anecdotes. But very plain talking, straightforward stuff. Not you should do this magic thing and convince and persuade and cajole. It's very basic, communication focused human stuff. Hopefully you'll agree. In today's episode, we're talking about bias, B-I-A-S, bias, and being very, very clear when you're in a conversation with somebody. I have this all the time. So for me, a clear sales message, stuff that I do, and a clear sales message, your value proposition, is how you articulate what you do. It comes at the, as I hit my mic, it comes at the very start. The very start of all of your sales and marketing stuff, because everything that you say about the business will dictate everything that you do, ultimately what people do and don't understand. But it feels a bit convenient, does it, when I talk to somebody and they say, I'm going to do my website, then I'm going to come back and I say, whoa, you need to do me first, here's why. Because of course I'm going to say that, I want their money first. So I generally recognize the bias at this point and say, look, obviously I'm extremely biased in this scenario, but logically speaking, what you say about the business will influence the website and everything else. So it doesn't really make sense to have the website made and then come back, do the messaging, because you'll probably have to rework the website. Would you agree with that? Great stuff. But I literally recognize the bias, say, I am biased, but here's some logic to back it up. If I didn't say that, it might just seem a bit suspicious. Oh yeah, you should definitely do my bit first because it's the most important bit. That's not as compelling as mine is the most important bit. It's the foundational piece. Of course, I would say that. Ha ha ha. It's what I do. But logically speaking, it is. And here's how you can work that out. That's more palatable for a buyer. So if you're having conversations with people and you are giving biased responses, particularly if it's like, yes, you need the most expensive thing we do. Oh, how unfortunate of that. So if you're in that kind of situation, just own it. Be light. Be candid with them. Say, look, obviously you need the most expensive thing we do. I would say that. Ha ha ha. But here's actually why, and hopefully you can agree with me, you can see why that's the case. By being candid and acknowledging the bias, it diffuses the situation a little bit. And it also allows your buyer to trust you a bit more because you're actually being open and honest with them. You're not just reading through a script and then you would like to go ahead. Okay, that is wonderful, which is how lots of people sell, using scripts and being a little bit kind of uptight and stiff because they're terrified to be in a selling scenario. Right, that's it for this episode of the podcast. Tomorrow, in episode, as I check my notes, 559, we're talking about a kind of blindness that will hold you back. It's definitely held me back, and it still does a little bit on a continual basis. I have to force myself to overcome this issue. Maybe you do too, but we'll talk about that in tomorrow's episode. In the meantime, if you haven't already, hit the like or subscribe or share button or comment on this video or podcast, wherever you're listening or watching to it. It goes all over the internet and all sorts of different places. Anything that you do to interact with it will just allow us to reach more people with our positive and free practical sales training. Thank you for your time and attention. As always, I'll catch you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message.